Hello and welcome to a different kind of video. I've got a video here from NC Prospectors that he's got some error coins here he was looking at. He wasn't sure what they were exactly, and he hasn't seen any videos of them out anywhere. So I talked to him and I said, hey, I can make a video and kind of break them down for you and just tell you what they are and why they are what they are. Um, and he's all for that. So here we are. I've got a link to the video in the description. I'm probably going to jump around a little bit. So if you want to go watch the full video, um, please go do so and give NC Prospector a like and a sub if you're most inclined to. I'd appreciate it, and I'm sure NC Prospector would appreciate it. All right, well, let's get into this video and see what we got. We've got three different kind of errors here. Well, we'll see them when we get into it here. All right, so let's see what we got.
Well, hooty hoot, everyone. This is NC Prospectors.
Hi, NC.
I just wanted to do a video on some of the coins that I've found that have CUDs, die chips, whatever you want to call them, and different things on them that I've not seen anybody mention or show in any of their videos. Now, this is the Washington crossing to Delaware. And you know about the CUDs on top of the hat. We all know
Yeah, you
about
can
that
find
one.
about the die chips on top of the
All right.
hat.
But look in
Front,
front of
back,
the nose.
whole thing here.
See the line in front of the nose?
All right, let me pause right here. See this line? He's talking about this line that kind of goes down and curves back here. And I'll try to do a nice little breakdown of this. This is called a die clash. It's where when the coins are made, the if the coin isn't in between the dies, sometimes they will uh, hit together. And when they do, they will leave impressions from the front on the back and the back on the front. So the obverse and the reverse will kind of hit together, and we'll see some of that. This is random. It happens on all types of coins. You can find them on any coin types. I think he has three or four, three or four, five of these. This one is yeah. This one's another nice one. He's has some NC Prospectors. You have some really nice ones here. Oh, this one's strong. That one is strong. It has a little die chip on the hat too. Do you see that? That's really cool. I found some like this. Um, uh, but yeah, it's really cool. And let's see. Here's another one. You see this one's a little bit weaker. This means this one was minted a little bit later. Um, After the die clash had happened. And I'll cut to some video. I'm going to try to film something here that shows it. This one's nice and strong. This one's pretty good. Um, let's see. I think there's one more. Oh, wow. Look at this one. Holy cow. This one goes all the way to the top of the hat and all the way down to the chin. This one's probably really early state. You can see how just bold that is. Let's go back to this one here. You can see this one, how weak it is. This one was minted later than that last one that we were looking at. This one. Yeah, that is a really nice one. That is nice and strong. Do that. Here's another one that I made, one that I made recently for this 2022, because the 2022 Sally Ryan has a really nice die chip or die clash on it, going along here and here, and on the obverse and reverse. So here is a picture of a coin, and this one has the die clash. It is weaker. This is one of the ones I took a picture of, and probably see it in the video here. And I have the obverse and the reverse. So when you flip the coin over, you flip top to bottom. So the top of the coin flips to the bottom. So I'm going to come over here. This is Photoscape X I'm using. It's a free software. So we're going to flip it along the edges. And so if we were looking at the front, the reverse of the coin, the front of the coin would be upside down. So let me save that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. I'm just going to copy the picture. I'm going to go to the reverse, and then we're going to paste this here, and I'm going to try and get it lined up. All right, and then I'm going to go to the opacity and see. So this is where we can't see, we can barely see the obverse, but you see where the die clash is. And let's make this, oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at how it lines up. The obverse of the coin lines up there almost exactly with the die clash. I don't know if you can see that. Ooh, that was fast. But yes, right here lines up with the neck and the curve across the bottom of the jaw. So that's where the clash is. Yeah, so that is the die clash right there. Okay, so I have here 2021, and when we flip it, it flips top to bottom, so like that, right? This one does have the die clash on it as well. It is a weaker one there. But so when coins are minted, they're blank. They're called blank planchets. They get between the two dies, and the dies compress on them. Bloop. And each side has the design, the top and the bottom. So I'm going to try and replicate that here, and I've got some markers. So let's see what we can do here. The obverse has a face with the nose and a body and eyes and some hair and a smile. Don't knock my my arts and crafts skills. We'll put an eagle. Draw some wings, some legs, another wing. Ooh, this is terrible. This is why I don't make coins. So if there's no coin in between them, they would come together like this. Well, they would come together like this, and the impressions would be impressed on the other side. All right, so hopefully that explanation with some visuals helped out. Let's go on to the next coins. Yeah, here, oh man, that is so nice. I'm sorry, I just can't get over how nice this one is. Oof, that is a nice one. All right, so the next coin here, let's go ahead and look. These are Delaware state quarters. And everyone checks for the spitting horse, but there's a few other things you can find on them. A bit more rare that people don't really look for. And he's got a couple here.
Delaware. We all know about the spitting horse.
Yep.
But what about the CUDs between the A and the E and the N and the E?
Yeah. So do you see these? He's calling the NC. I see you're calling them CUDs. It's only called a CUD when it's on the rim or touching the rim, and that's your next coin is a CUD. The technical term for it, but a lot of people do call them CUDs. But this is just a die chip, where some of the die has been weakened from being, because the dies are metal, and you're pressing metal in between the metal, so the dies are going to weaken in places, and where it's thinner in between like the letters and stuff, can cause some weakening. These are just die chips. These are some really nice die chips too, in between here. So that's really cool. So those are called die chips. official technical term for them. Yeah,
Looks
those are
just the
some nice
same.
ones. I don't know if I've ever found any of these
And one more.
um, with the
Get
die
right.
chips in between the letters here.
There's
That's
another one.
those are really cool finds.
In God We Rust.
Oh, I forgot about this one. Yeah, so on the Kansas state quarters, you could find where the T is weak, and that's where some grease got in the T or got in the way of the die, so the metal did not get pushed up into the die, so it's a weaker one. Um, and you can find strike throughs on all different coinage again. But this one has the strike through on the G and the O and the T and the R. So this is even more struck through grease than the In God We Rust. This is a In D We Ust. Yeah,
But there ain't no G and D or the T and R.
yeah. You can find these on several different coins.
So I've not
Some of the
seen
states.
or heard anybody say anything about finding one like that.
Yeah.
But if you
They are much rarer to find ones with more than just the T struck through. Yeah, this is really cool. This is a really cool find. Um, the more stuff that's struck through, the more value the coin holds. Um, I could see, depending on the coin, this be worth anywhere from $5 to $30, just depending on how rare it is, maybe even more. Um, or if it's really damaged coin, it's got some dirt on it. So if it's really damaged coin, it could be worth a little less. But that's just all depends on what someone's willing to pay for it. But this is a really cool find with the extra strike through here. All right, let's go to the last
don't
coin here.
happen to know anything about them, oh wait a minute, I got one more
Yeah,
along
let's
this
get over.
edge.
Ooh, look at that. That
That's
is
pretty good
nice.
something going on there.
That is a nice CUD on the rim.
And that's
So,
on the West Virginia quarter.
yep. So this is the West Virginia State Quarter, and a CUD is where a piece of the die has fallen out, but it's on the edge, on the rim. And I forget what CUD stands for. I'd have to look it up, but it's a die chip that is on the rim or it affects the rim. So this is sticking up on the edge of the coin, on the rim of the coin. So that's really cool. Um, these there are some on several different of the state quarters, but this uh, some of them are smaller. Um, but yeah, when they get big, they are rare and do have value. Some people um, try to collect dated sets of CUD die breaks, uh, rim die breaks, die chips on the rim, or CUDs. And this is where some people do get confused, and we're getting super technical. It's not a big deal, but if you want to get technical, a die break that touches the rim is called a CUD, and a die chip break that's not touching the rim is just called a die chip, a die break, where a piece of the die has fallen out, and it's a little piece of metal from a piece of the die that fell out as a die chip. All right. So thank you very much. That is a really nice CUD there
If
too,
anybody knows what
rim
these
CUD.
are,
So going over a die chip would be where a piece of the die had fallen out. So if I were to take this and poke a hole, the coin would get into that hole. So, ooh. Let me fix that real quick. Oh no, a piece of the die has fallen out. A little chip, die chip. That's the die chip. That's fallen off. So when the coin gets minted, some of the metal will go up into that hole that is a die chip. And then when the die chip is on the edge, it's called a CUD, when it's touching the rim. So here I've nicked out a corner of the, this is the die, And you see how the die has broken here. You got the lines there. Um, when the piece of the die is still there, it's called a retained CUD, or a retained die chip, retained CUD, because it's on the rim, it's a CUD. So let me pop this out and we'll show you the CUD. All right, so here we are. Piece of the die has broken off on the edge. That is a CUD. A die break, a die chip has fallen off that's on the rim. That is a CUD. Now, as the dies are used, you have to grease them. Kind of like engines require motor oil. So we'll use this purple as grease. So they put grease on a die, and when it is when the coins are minted, some of the grease will flow into the gaps and the holes, and it'll fill up the gaps. So this will be filled up, and so it'll be a flat spot on the coin where it was struck through. So that's grease strike through. So say if there was some grease on his nose, you want to get his nose, it'd be a flat spot because the grease would fill up the nose. There are also strike throughs where, say, you have a thread or a piece of metal wire gets on the die and it'll be impressed into the coin. That's another type of strike through as well. But grease strike throughs will fill up the holes and cause them not to be struck when the coin is minted or made. I do hope y'all enjoyed the video, and this was helpful with some good information. There are some people that have videos on these out there, but not everybody has videos on everything, and not any one person knows everything about coins. Um, the longer you're involved with anything, the more experience you get, the more you learn, the more you know. Um, but yeah, so I'm still learning. There's still plenty I don't know, and so hopefully me sharing the knowledge that I've learned, and maybe y'all have knowledge that I don't know. We share, we talk about it. There are plenty of die chips and die cuds on many of the coinage on all denominations. Um, and it's just finding them. And yeah, some of them are really cool, um, especially if you've seen the 2022 the 2022 Wilma Mankiller die breaks that are very extreme. It's called the retained CUD. That's where the piece of the die has broken but hasn't fallen out. Um, Anyways, I've rambled on long enough. I do hope y'all enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.